Hello, guys. We've got Punet and Nilesh, 3D Maniac. What's up, guys? We're gonna be starting soon. I'm just finishing some stuff. We are in the countdown now. Hello, Eileen Vasevsky. I'm good, man. I'm very excited about today. Got big news. Louise, what's up, man? Thanks for the sub. And welcome. I'm doing great. I'm very, very happy. New course, yes, that's right, Nilesh. The retopology course. We've been talking about that one for a while. Nat Tuesday, hello. Welcome, guys. We're gonna be starting again soon. I just need to make sure that everything is ready for the stream. Tenshi Budu, what's up, man? I'm already here in the computer, just like reviewing and checking all this stuff. So I'm reading your comments and questions if you have them. If you're not on Discord, you might want to hop in the server because we're going to have the giveaways and we're going to be doing them as we usually do them through our Discord channel. So make sure you go to the Discord. Animate, thanks for the follow, man. I missed your little thing right there. That's right, the new course is the complete guide to retopology. Yeah, this course is no surprise. We've been talking about it. But the official announcement is going to be coming soon. Ara Mohit, what's up, man? Awesome. Yeah, we're actually going to be working with the Oni today. I'm going to be showing you some cool stuff about that one. How's the music, by the way? Is it too loud? Is it right? I always struggle with making sure that the music is where it's supposed to be. Nilesh says, today there was a guest lecturer. He's saying that Maya is getting old, so learn Houdini and what do you think? I mean, if you're gonna be, or if your goal is to work on like the triple, like big studios, right? Like movie studios, film studios, then Houdini is definitely a like a powerhouse for a lot of like effects and procedural stuff. So it's really 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 good. However, I still, at least from what my contacts and my friends tell me about, they Maya is still king in animation. So I don't think Maya is gonna be going anywhere. But new studios might be jumping to doing things inside of Houdini. If you are already doing Maya, I would recommend sticking with it. If you're just starting and you really, really know that you want to be doing films, then it might be a good idea to start with Houdini. But again, it's still not as widely. I mean, it's quite widely used, but Maya is still like king. Solid Mango, what's up? Yeah, yeah. Houdini is, and here's the thing, Tenshibudu. Houdini was, I would say, one of the first 3D softwares to work procedurally using nodes. Actually, Maya is a node-based system. That's something that not a lot of people know about. You can do a lot of like node-based like connections and things like that inside of Maya. However, Houdini was the first one to work in this or like node element or node shapes, and now you can do that as well. Inside of Maya, you have Bifrost, which is very similar. Inside of Blender, you have the geometry nodes, which is very similar. And it does require a little bit more of coding knowledge, because you float or you move a lot of data points and data elements around. So instead of thinking about how to edit components, you think about how to work with the information within those components to get to where you want to be. Is it better? Is it worse? I mean, it's just different styles, right? It's kind of like working with pixels or working with vectors. It's not that one is better than the other. It's just that they have different functionalities. Some of them might be better for certain things, like for instance destructions and things like that. Of course, procedurally is better. But if you're doing a character like a ZBrush character, right, like a high poly character, I really really doubt that you can do it procedurally. You're gonna have to do a lot of like tweaking, and that's where other kinds of tools come into play. So that's why I was saying that it's very important that you guys have a very clear idea of what it is that you like doing inside of the 3D world, so that you learn the tools that are gonna allow you to get to that point. Sarn, yeah, Sarn will be coming very, very soon. He's also finishing some stuff that we need to do here on the Discord. Can I add a weapon in my character artist portfolio? Yeah, it's fine. What's up, Kaiser? Welcome. Naive, welcome, man. What do you think about them starting to update and give some love to Foundry Modo? I think the Foundry found their niche very quickly in the Mari and Nuke, and I think they also use Katana, right? So I don't think they want to compete. I mean, Modo is fine. It's a modeling software at the end of the day, and I love how people get so upset about like saying which one is better than the other. None of the like. Of course, there are certain tools within certain 3D softwares that are better than other 3D tools in other 3D softwares. However, at the end of the day, what matters the most for you as an artist, for a studio, as a producer, is that the job gets done. So if you do your stuff in freaking Google SketchUp, I mean, fine, I don't care. As long as we can like have that in a game or in a render, I don't mind. So, I mean, if you want to use Modo, it hasn't been really updated in the last couple of years, or at least I haven't seen a lot of stuff. There's another one like Cinema 4D, right, from Maxon. There's a lot of people that use Cinema 4D, and it's good one, right? Every single software can be good. It's just a matter of what's the word? It's just a matter of like making sure that you can use the tools that you have and get the most out of them. So Modo 17 just released. I haven't seen anything. Let me check. Modo 17. Oh, there you go. Yeah, again, if you already know how to use Modo and you like modeling with Modo, go for it. Like I don't care. I'm talking as a like studio head, right? Like an art director. I mean, our team is usually small, but if you can deliver the stuff that I'm asking for inside of Modo, and that stuff can be, what's the word? Can be exported out to whatever it is we need to. I don't mind. Abe, should we retopologize C-modeled objects in ZBrush? It depends on the topology of the C-modeled object. If it's clean topology, if it's like optimized, then no, you should not. Like, you don't need to. It's already like properly modeled. But if you then dynamesh it and create other stuff, then yes, of course. Oh, El Jobe dice, I would like to learn how to create film characters or game characters, but I don't know where to start. I know how to work with ZBrush and Blender. Actually, today's lesson might be very useful for you, El Jobe, because we're going to be talking a little bit about that. And it's a little bit different, film characters and game characters. ZBrush is, of course, a way to start. Blender, of course, is also useful. You definitely are going to need either Substance Painter or Mari to get some realistic textures. We already have a course about Substance Painter in case you want to check it out. And then you're going to need a little bit more about rendering. Did you leave Udemy? Yes, for now, Jacoblast. We are doing everything on our own platform. I've explained this before. And it's mainly because of the revenue share system that they have. It's very, very aggressive. And unfortunately, you don't see it as a student. Like, you pay the exact same price. But we as the instructors can sometimes feel like a huge hit due to the way that they do their stuff. Which if you had, like, if we have thousands and thousands and thousands of students, like, I don't know, 100,000 students, it might not matter as much. But with the small community that we have right now, which is still a very big community in just a couple of months, it really makes a difference for this project to keep going. Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing in 3D Maniac. Like, it doesn't matter which tool you're using. At the end of the day, the player who's playing your game, the audience who's watching your film or your commercial, they don't care what 3D tool you use. They only care about the pretty result. So, there you go. Yeah, Jaco, if you mean Nextdude, that's a different thing. If you mean if I left Nextdude, yes, I left Nextdude last year. So in June last year, I decided to step away because of reasons that I've explained before. But I'm still teaching. I'm still teaching and doing 3D and sharing with you guys as much as I can. Maria, there you go. 7 p.m. your time. That means that you're probably in Europe. Right? Or around Europe. One of my best friends is in Italy. Will I ever do a live ZBrush session? Dude, I've done multiple ZBrush sessions. Or what do you mean by a live ZBrush session? You mean like a class? Like a ZBrush like course? Because I've done plenty of Italy, awesome. Yeah, he's near Bari. My best friend, he's near Bari. His name is Alessandro. 10:15 p.m. Yeah, we got people from all over the world. Oh, you guys are gonna like it. Game character designer can do a film character. Yes, I think it's just a little bit easier for a game character to do a film character, because film characters are like game characters, just higher quality, higher polygon, higher textures. You do need to know a little bit about the render engines, which do require some extra knowledge. But other than that, it might be a little bit easier. Now, I think, at least from a pipeline perspective, if you're a character artist, more often than not, you're only going to be doing modeling, UVs, textures, retopology, and that's it. So shading and all of those other elements are usually going to be with someone else on the pipeline. Naples, nice. Yeah, in India it's 10:15. 9:45. 5:45. Tenshi Budu, where are you from, Tenshi Budu? 5:45. Let me guess. Oh, that's actually. Are you in some like? That could be like Portugal, maybe? You're closer to UK? Is that UK? UK, there you go. I was not tough. Yeah, Portugal or UK. No, not too far off. No, too far off. 12:46 a.m. You guys are in Philippines or in Malaysia or in Australia. You should be over there probably, right? Thailand maybe. 6:46 in Sweden. Look at this. See, this is one of the things that I love about online teaching. Look at how many people from all the world we have. Yeah, exactly. We have a worldwide community. Alexis from Greece. Nice. Where are all my Latin American friends? Argentina, there we go. Black Sócrates. Bienvenido, mi estimado. Chile. Excelente. You know what's other thing about another cool thing about finishing a course? That I get to have a couple of free days. So I'm gonna be playing Persona 3 probably. Either Persona 3 or continue working on my Elden Ring run. Venti Ani de México. Hola, hola, aquí andamos. Bolivia, Brasil. In order to participate on the giveaway, that's a great question, Eshu. So first of all, let me share with you guys the what's the word? The link. What's the link? So you guys need to be on the Discord. Let's copy a link. So there's the link on YouTube, and there's the link on what's the word? I'm not sure if I want to start a WhatsApp group, man. My phone and my wife wants to kill me because of this, but my phone rings every single moment of the day. I'm getting pings from Instagram, pings from Discord, pings from Twitter, emails, messages on Facebook, messages on YouTube. So if I add another one, I'm probably going to go crazy. Like, I never used to use this thing called the do not disturb mode, but now I cannot sleep if I don't use that, because it's impossible to just stop the cell phone from vibrating or ringing, or just like flashing the little light when you get the message. It's just all day, guys. Thanks to you, of course. I'm not complaining. It's just I need to make sure that I can get some rest as well. Saludos desde Los Cabos. Gracias por todo, Abraham Francisco. Un saludo, mi estimado. Qué bueno que anden por aquí. What's your thought about freelance abroad? I'm in Vietnam, so there isn't a lot of 3D job opportunities. I do freelance all the time, Nat. All the time. And it's very... I think it's a very cool way to make a living, because you get to pick the projects that you want to work on. So you got a lot of freedom there. Usually you can charge a good amount of money for the projects, and depending on where you live, you can get some nice currency change, right? So if you get paid in US dollars, for instance, you're probably gonna make your money worth a little bit more in your country. That's what happens here in Mexico. So dollars right now they're not as high, but when they're high, it's very good. So yeah, it's a little bit of everything, but it's a good option, Net. Definitely a good option. We will become the biggest 3D community in the world. That would be amazing. Tadeo, ¿qué onda? Ya llegó el buen Tadeo. Chila Kid, gracias por el sub, man. 4 meses ya. Muchas gracias, muchas gracias. Victor Dom, I love you too, my friend. I love all of you guys. Did you guys play Xenoblade 2? Great game, by the way. If you can get over the fan service, it's a great freaking game. I can see the giveaway channel in Discord. No, it's not a channel. So if you just joined the Discord, give us a couple of minutes. You're gonna be admitted in just a second. Okay? And once you get admitted, on the notice board, there's one called Events. There's a channel named Events. And on that one, I think... No, it's not the Events. Sorry. Where is it? Oh, yeah, it's on the Events channel. It's on the Events channel. We're going to have the giveaway. It's going to be in just a second, okay? Sarn is going to let us know. It's not going to be at the very beginning of the stream. It's going to be a little bit after we start. So So don't freak out. Everyone's gonna get a chance. Saludos desde Honduras. Honduras. Wow. O sea, ya tenemos casi a toda Latinoamérica. Honduras, Chile, Argentina. Alguien dijo Colombia ahorita, no me acuerdo, pero sí teníamos alumnos en Colombia. Brasil. ¿Qué más nos va a faltar? Falta Guatemala. Nos falta... No, sí faltan. How am I today in stock? Ecuador, ahí está. Sí, justo iba a decir Ecuador. Colombia. There you go. I'm freelancing from a third world country, but not 3D modeling. I can tell you what's considered bad in US is good enough here. Yeah, exactly. The currency change can definitely be on your side if you're working from a I wouldn't say third world country. Like I don't like that term. I understand the term, but it just feels weird to use it. It feels a little bit derogative, or I don't know. I feel like I'm ready to start freelancing, but I have this doubt and a little bit scared for some reason. Any short tips how to overcome this feeling? Yes, Milster. I'm gonna give you one very great tip, and this is for everyone, by the way. If you're scared of starting, just reach out to any of your friends that has a little bit of a business going. Maybe they have a cafeteria or like a food stand or like a food truck or something. Like just reach out to someone who already has a standing business, even if it's a small business, and offer to do a quick little animation, a 5-second animation for their YouTube or for their Facebook page or for their Instagram page or something, or a little 3D mascot of their element. And that, just doing that, even if you do it for free or you exchange some product or something, that's just going to give you experience and it's going to give you confidence. And since it's a friend of yours, you also have the opportunity to to fuck it up. So if you don't do a good job and you learn that you still need more time to keep improving, then, well, you don't burn a bridge with an important client or with an important person in the industry. You just tell your friend, oh, thanks for the opportunity. Don't use whatever it is I did for you. And let me improve so that I can do something a little bit better. So I think that's a good advice there. Like try to do something. No problem, Barjazin. We haven't even started yet. We're still 5 minutes away from starting. We're just chatting right now. And David is in the house. Davis Art Corner. Hey yo, what's up, man? Veto Oru, thanks for the follow as well, my friend. Cames, aparte del inglés, ¿qué otros idiomas recomendarías aprender por todo el tema del 3D? He visto que en Francia hay muchos artistas 3D muy buenos y también en Asia. If I could learn another language, I would learn Russian. Because there's some amazing Russian artists and tutorials that I would love to understand. So Russian is definitely one. Japanese, I also think there's a lot of like Japanese like content that's very good. And especially if you like anime stuff, I do like it. So Japanese could potentially be another one. I have Korean. Yeah, Korean is another one. I learned a little bit of German when I was in high school, so I understand it. Like if I'm watching video or something, I can get the general idea. But yeah, I tried learning Russian the other day. Well, a couple of months ago with David. It was like, oh my god, this is complicated. It's a different alphabet and different. Like it was tricky. It was tricky. Yeah, Mandarin, of course. Chinese. Berserk. I'm gonna have to read that one. What is happening? This is my first time here. I found a short TikTok of Abe that was posted on Reddit, and I really like what I saw. Oh, David, well, today it's a special day because we are going to have a release of a new course. I just finished one of my newest premium courses, and we're going to be talking about that one. We're going to be doing some bonus content for that one. We're also going to be having some giveaways, and usually on Fridays we have the 3D workshop where we just work in some 3D stuff. Sometimes it's sculpting, sometimes it's modeling or rendering. Like we do a little bit of everything, and you guys ask questions, and that's pretty much it. Front Green B11 from Saltillo, my hometown. What's up, man? Ah, excelente, Cames. Eso suena muy interesante. And Cames there is actually like talking about something very important, guys. He's talking about a course about paleo artistry, where they do reconstructions of skeletons, and how they looked when they were alive. I think that's what he was what he's referencing, and that's one of the things that I always tell you guys. There's so much work, 3D related work, that might not be what's the word? Might not be related to games or to movies or to film or commercials, but still 3D. You still do ZBrush, you still do retopology, you still do animation. It's just not going to be shown on the big screen or in a beta game, and you can still make a lot of good money out of that. I've done a lot of architectural visualization projects, product renders. I work very closely with the museum. Recently, I was working on a very simple animal that took like 2 or 3 weeks to do. So even something that might seem simple can be very rewarding, both artistically and financially. So keep your eyes open, guys, for all of those opportunities out there. That hail was crazy. Yeah, yesterday it just went like, I don't know. Bashkari, what's up, man? Yeah, it was cloudy in the morning, and then we got the crazy hail in the afternoon, and then it was again sunny after that. We've had a couple of very hot days, so it was definitely welcome, but I had to stop recording. What animal was it? The one that I did? A trout. I know it sounds simple, but it was a trout. A simple trout. Took me like 2 or 3 weeks to get like exactly as the biologist needed it. It was not the most like super exciting, but I learned a lot, and it was a very fun project, even though the model was again relatively simple. Oh, Camus animal, the one that he was talking about, it was a Triceratops. Yeah, no, scales, fins. The mouth, the inside of the mouth of a trout is really tricky, so yeah. How much I have to charge my professional 3D character creation in freelancing? I'm probably gonna have to do a video about that because it's a little bit complex, and I'm not gonna have enough time to share it before we start today. But I would just recommend that you make sure to take into account your computer, your softwares, the time that's gonna take you, the average salary of your country. So again, there's a lot of elements. Daniel Silva, no, for now the subtitles are only in English. Actually, this new course, it does not have the subtitles yet. It will have them next week. So, but I'm trying to see if it's possible. It's a very like time-consuming process, unfortunately, to do multiple subtitles. And there we go, guys. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, how is everyone doing? Welcome to today's special stream. As you guys know, my name is Abliel, and today I'm very happy because we are going to be going over our new course. Everyone already knows what the new course is. This is no surprise, but we're going to go over the things that are inside the course, of course, and we're going to be demoing some of the stuff that we're going to be covering throughout that course, as well as a very, very important giveaway. So first of all, thank you, Sarn, for being here. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And yeah, let's just start with this whole thing. So, oh, there's a couple of questions here. Let me go to the stream. There we go. Let me see. I'm gonna answer some questions, and then I'm gonna show you the quick trailer for the new course, and then we're gonna talk about that. Okay? So let's see. How are your substance? No, they're not on Udemy, Adriano. And the reason why that is, I've mentioned this before. Udemy has a very aggressive pricing policy, which is good. But at the same time, especially with smaller like creators like myself, that we're just starting with a relatively, well, we're a big audience now, but still the pricing policy is a little bit difficult. So that's why we're doing it on our platform. I'm going to be linking the platform very, very soon. And yeah, this is the Oni, of course. There you go. For you as a student, you're not going to see any difference. Like, it's the exact same price. But for us as creators, the cuts that they take from Udemy can be really aggressive sometimes. How do I manage the subtitles? I do them, what's the word? I do them automatically using Premiere Pro, but then I need to upload each like subtitle track to the platform, and that's the time-consuming part. So for a course, it takes me almost a full day to generate all the subtitles, check that they're as nice as possible. There are some mistakes, of course, but checking like over 20 hours of content is it's a little bit tricky, right? So yeah, there we go, guys. So this is the Oni. This is not the new course. Don't worry, this is not the new course. What we're gonna be showing you today, or what I'm gonna be showing you today, is the trailer for the new course. The new course is I would say it's an essential course, especially if you want to get into pipelines. So if you really want to not only do sculpts, but actually have your sculpts inside of a game or inside of a movie or a commercial, you need to go through a very important step, which is called the retopology process. Have proper topology for deformation, for animation. So let me pause the music real quick. Here, chill hop. And let me show you the trailer and you guys tell me what you think. Let's go. Topology is an essential tool for any artist. Having good topology is not only gonna make your bakes better, your UVs better, but also your deformations better when animating assets. If you want to learn how to do proper topology for your characters, assets, props, and environments, this is the course for you. We have 4 in-depth chapters where we cover assets, animation topology, creature topology, bakes, and UVs. Topology doesn't have to be boring and tedious. It can actually be very fun, sort of like solving a puzzle. And throughout this whole series, I'm going to be showing you my tips, tricks, and techniques to make this not only fast, but really good and optimized for all of your needs. All of the lessons are recorded real time. We include all of the project files, and there's of course Q&A available in the website and of course in our support communities. If you want to bring your portfolio to the next level and have amazing topology to show, then this is the course for you. Enroll now and learn how to make amazing topology like a pro. And don't forget, always learning, always improving. And there we go, my friends. Yes, Kames vindicate. That is Topogun. Topogun is the software that we're going to be using throughout the series. However, as I mentioned frequently throughout the course, all of the techniques that I'm showing can be applied to ZBrush, Blender, Maya, anything. So that's this course that I just finished is one of the trickiest courses that I had to record, and I'm going to explain why. I was, as I mentioned, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, I was recording the whole thing and I was just not feeling it. I was doing other assets, other exercises, and it was just like not flowing nicely. So it's the first time, or one of the first times, that I just scratch all of the recording that I had and start over. So I pretty much recorded this course in the past 2 weeks, and I did this to make sure that to make sure that it's as nice and it flows as nicely as possible. So we have 3 chapters. Let me show you some of the elements real quick. By the way, huge thanks to the Topogun guys, because Topogun, and this is the surprise. I almost forgot about to tell you about the surprises. So we reached out to the Topogun guys a couple months ago and asked them about whether or not they want to collaborate, and they said yes. So here's the surprise, guys. We have, hear this right, because I think this is probably, like, money-wise, the biggest giveaway that we've done. We have 3 Topogun licenses that we're gonna be giving away for free today. Okay, so in a couple of minutes, not yet, I'm gonna let you know when that happens, but in a couple of minutes we're gonna start the first giveaway. You're gonna have 3 chances of getting a free Topogun license so that you can do all of your retopology work, and it's gonna be through our Discord. So we're gonna be linking the Discord again in case you're not there, so that you can of course participate. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The course is on Topogun, Jax. We do use Maya for UVs because that's another thing. When I was recording the whole thing, I realized that if I wanted this to be a complete course, I of course needed to show you guys not only how to do retopology, but also UVs and bakes, because otherwise you don't know whether or not your topology is right or not. So this is the first chapter. I'm a very huge fan of this one because in this first chapter, we actually do something that you might have to do on your work. So it's not just an exercise to learn the tools, it's an actual exercise that you could use. And someone was mentioning this a couple of minutes ago about fossil reconstruction. So this is a 3D scan of a Triceratops skull. And what we did here is we optimized this for like 3D productions. This could be used in a game, this could be used in an animation for renders. So there's a lot of different reasons why this is important, right? Like the retopology process to keep a clean effect. So this one right here, look at this. It only has 3,400 triangles. 3,400 triangles for the whole silhouette of the Triceratops skull right here, with its proper loops, its proper like elements, conversions, everything. And this is what we cover throughout the whole course. We go through all of the important things that you need to know about topology, because topology is not only about drawing quads, right? It's about making sure that you understand where and why we are placing the loops, the flows, and all of the different things that we need to get the best possible result. Let's see. Is there any Topogun student or free license for artists following your course? So Topogun has a free trial version. You can download Topogun, use all of the tools, see how they work. Unfortunately, you cannot save, so that's the restriction, of course, for the free trial version. We do have, I'm just waiting for confirmation, we are going to get a discount. It's not a free license, but it is a discount for the people who are going to be enrolling on the course. So I will let you know, I will let you guys know about that as soon as I have confirmation of the discount and how to redeem it. But if you buy the course, you will have access to a discount right there. This software, Sibem Mi Lembro, is called Topogun. It's a specifically, and this is the reason someone else was asking why I decided to use this one instead of the other softwares. Because this is the best one. For topology, this is the best software out there. And it's very fast. It works like ZBrush, where it can load very high density meshes without crashing. I did Topogun or topology before inside of Blender and inside of Maya. And unfortunately, both of those softwares, when you're doing topology, the speed at which you can do it, because everything just like freezes, is very detrimental to the whole process. So the course right now, I think it's like 9 hours. I was able to retopologize this guy, a human character that I'm going to show you in just a second, and an alien character in about 6 hours of content. So it's very, very, very fast. That's why we're doing this. No, we have not done the giveaway yet. It's going to be very soon. In about 15-16 minutes, we're going to start with the first one. And Sharon is going to let us know when the button is ready. So make sure to, Make sure to start, to go to, to Discord and submit there. Let me see. Alessandro Rigon, welcome. No, this is great, Solid Mango. This is a one-time purchase. And this is something that I was surprised by. This software is made by 2 persons. It's a super, super, super small team. Just 2 persons make the whole software. So it's impressive what they were able to do. Super small team. Similar to us. So someone else was asking the other, like a couple of lines ago, or just a couple of minutes ago, like if we have a team. We have no team. It's just Sard and me. I do all of the 3D team things and the production. I do editing. I do all of the uploads. And David here helps me with all of the like website things, all of the Discord, and a lot of things that you guys don't see, but they're very, very important for the success of this project. This software right here is a Topogun version 3. The giveaway, it's not the course giveaway, is the license giveaway, Garaf. We're going to be giving away 3 Topogun licenses. So you guys are going to have access, the 3 lucky winners are going to have access to this software right here. There we go. There we go. Well, Sarn here is, of course, our community manager on the Discord. He's always there keeping you guys motivated and letting you guys know about the latest news. But there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the curtain that that allows us to keep going. You moved from your studio AR VR? No. I still work there. I still do that. How to participate? We are going to be linking the Discord in just a second. I'm not sure if we linked it just yet. But we're going to be linking the Discord. You need to join the Discord channel. And on the side here, let me show you. So on the side of the Discord channel, there's going to be an events tab. As soon as you are approved, you're going to have this one. And you're going to see something like this one, where you're going to click on, I think you need to click on this thing right here. To enter, just click on the emoji above this message. Yeah, so on this emoji right here, so you click it, and that's what's going to happen right there, okay? Let's see. There we go, there we go. We're getting, what's the word? We're getting, a warning on Discord because a lot of people are joining. That's great. Welcome, guys. Welcome. If you're completely new to the Discord, then welcome. You guys are going to have a great time in here. Will this course be available in Udemy? No, not for now, my friends. We're still, again, debating the idea of later, like after a couple of months, releasing the courses in Udemy. I'm going to explain the one reason why I don't like Udemy. It's just one. There's multiple reasons, but the one that to me is the most damaging and the reason why I feel a little bit cheated by their system is because you cannot opt out of their discount prices. So whenever they do sales and they do like this big things like you can get whatever course, your course automatically gets there. So even if I price my course at, let's say, $25, they will run those sales. They will bring the price down all the way to like $10, or sometimes regionally speaking, because they do regional pricing, you're gonna get them for like 300 rupees if you're in India, for instance. And then from those 300 rupees, they take like 70 or 80% of the cut. So I get like half a rupee. No, not half a rupee, but like 50 rupees, which is what, like $2 or something. So imagine, like, you price the course at 25 and then you only get $2 from that course. You still pay $25. You as a student, you don't see the difference. But for me, it's really it was a really big hit on the numbers, and it made it difficult to continue to do this as a project, right? So that's why we decided to, what's the word? That's why we decided to jump into the into our own site. So now if you go, let me show you real quick actually. So if you go to avleo3d.com, there you go. You are going to find this one right here. There you go. So over here, the complete guide to retopology is ready, as well as all of our other softwares or tutorials. We got 6 tutorials so far, and on Monday, I'm going to start working on the next one, which, as we've mentioned before, is going to be the anatomy course. Let's see, según Nicolai del canal de Speedcare, el sitio que te da los mejores %. Yeah, ArtStation gives you, I think, 90% of the sale, which is really good. However, the one thing that I don't like about ArtStation is that you need to, like, they don't have their own player, so you need to give the videos. And I know anyone can pirate stuff out of the internet, but I feel like giving just the videos for free can potentially make piracy a little bit of an issue. So we might see other options later down the line, but yeah. No, we do have PayPal, 100 Evil Eye. You might want to check it out if you can on the website, because we do have PayPal, we have Stripe, we have Google Pay, we have Apple Pay. So it could be that your country does not have PayPal enabled on that specific platform for whatever reason. Now, if you want to get another one of those courses, you can send me a message through Discord. I can give you a link to my PayPal, so you pay directly to me, and I give you a coupon for the course. So we can do that exchange if you want to, but it should be there. So if anyone wants to buy the course and you cannot do it through the site for whatever reason, but you do have PayPal, you can set up a PayPal directly. No, I don't think this Google Pay has UPI. I've talked about with the Thinkific guys about that, but they're working on it on the UPI stuff. There we go. Oh, there are no payments like PayPal in Turkey. I can't buy your new course. We're gonna find a way, my friend. We're gonna find a way. I'm gonna be exploring more options in the next couple of months. It's probably gonna be some way of buying like a token on another site that you guys have access to, and then you redeem that token for the course. The giveaway will start in 15 minutes. We're gonna start in 15 minutes. Let's say. Okay. So, this character right here, I want to show you, and this is, again, this thing that we're about to do is going to be part of the bonus chapter of the course. You guys know that I always like to release bonus stuff, bonus chapters, and we're going to be doing this one. So, we're going to be doing the retopology for this bracer right here. And let's talk about the steps that we need to do. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to extract this, right? Like we need to find a way to get this out of the character so that we can focus only on this piece right here. There we go. So this armor piece right there. Cool. So I'm going to select over here. I'm going to say merge and merge visible. This is going to create a new mesh right here. And to keep things simple, I'm going to hide half of this and just delete hidden. So we're only going to be doing this. Now, here's a couple of important notes. The Turkey workaround is by using a VPN to connect to the service. Yeah, VPN could work. No, Native Otaku, the giveaway is going to be for a license to the software. So you're going to get a license for Topogun. You're going to get a free software. Completely free software. No subscription, no upgrade, nothing. Just like the full software so that you can start working on your stuff as soon as you get the code. So when you're dealing with this kind of stuff, Let me bring the music down a little bit, because it's distracting me a little bit. There we go. So when you're planning on doing retopology for a character or for a piece like this one right here, the first thing I like to tell my students, there we go. The first thing I like to tell my students is to check your high poly first, because there might be certain things on your high poly that are going to make your life more difficult on the retopology side of things. What are those things? Usually pockets, like air pockets on your elements, like that one right there. That little air pocket that you see right there can be very difficult because you're going to get some weird shadows, some weird bakes, some weird elements. So ideally, one of the things that you need to do is try to close those pockets. So here I'm going to use the move topological, and as you can see, it's a very simple movement. Like, we're not really breaking or destroying the sculpt, right? Like, we're not changing too much. But just closing that little pocket right there is going to make it a lot easier for the retopology. Same for this one right here. So I'm going to grab the lower portion of this, or like a hand guard. I'm just going to push it up slightly. And this is sort of like the decisions that you know or you learn about the more you do retopology. Because again, you learn that all of those little pockets make it really, really difficult for a proper retopology. So that pocket is close. We got another one right here. And again, it's not really going to change the concept or the proportions too much. It's just going to make your life so much easier. Let's see. I find it incredible the level of retopology of certain people, and also how Bake can hold a lot of details if done right. So I have an extreme low amount of following. Yeah, and that is exactly what we go over through the issue. I'm going to answer your question in just a second. I find it incredible the level of retopology of certain... what was I going to say? Yeah, that's what I show during the course. Like, if you do proper topology, the bakes, the UVs, all of the next steps of the production pipeline become so much easier. That's why retopology is so important. Let's just push that over there. Cool. So that's it. Now what I'm going to do, and this is one of the questions, like, what's the difference between Quadro and Topogun, or why use Topogun instead of Quadro? Remember, Eshu, Quadro is a tool within Maya that we use for retopology. Topogun is a software, a complete software that revolves around retopology. So all of the things about Topogun are aimed towards giving you the tools to make topology super fast, super quick, super easy. So that's why, at least since I've gotten the license, I use Topogun for all the time. And you guys have seen some of my previous courses. I stopped using Quadro instead of Maya, and I've been using other like options, because even though Quadro is good, it's not great. Topogun is great. So yes, film characters should have retopology. What's the word? Game characters, game assets. Not every single game asset, and this is also going to be in the bonus chapter. We're going to talk about like rocks and things like that, where you don't really need to have like super clean topology if you don't need it. But yeah. Let's see. Does Topogun also give free updates? Yes, it does free updates. So if there's any like update on the code, if there's like bug fixes and stuff like that, they do. You don't have to buy it every year, because again, it's a small team, guys. I mentioned, I think it's just like 2 guys who are doing the whole Topogun thing. I do believe that when they changed from Topogun 2 to Topogun 3, they offered a reduced price so that you could upgrade. But at least all of the updates that they're gonna do for Topogun 3 are included in the license. I did try Topogun in the past, but for some reason I switched to Quadro. If I win free license, I'm sure still gonna use that permanently. Yeah, it's really good, man. Yes, in the advanced channel. It's going to be on the advanced channel. Okay, so here, I'm going to show you. This right now, it's a 1.69 million polygon element. And I'm going to export it exactly as it is. I'm not even going to decimate. I'm just going to leave this as it is. Let's just call this handguard. And this is one of the big things about Topogun. It can handle a bunch of polygons without any issue. So let's create a new scene right here. Yeah. File, new scene, yes. I'm gonna say file, load reference mesh. We're gonna go over here and we're gonna grab our handguard. There we go. So that's it. 1.6 million polygons on screen. Absolutely no issue. Like, everything is just like flowing very nicely. Now, as you can see, it did change every single element into a different polygroup. So it is following polygroup options. So if you need to create a specific element, or if you want to keep things separate, that's fine. But in my case, I actually want to keep everything together. So if we go here to the polygons, I'm just going to say Control W, and let's export again. There we go. What do you think of using a dedicated program for every element in modeling? I mean, Maya for modeling, Topo instead of one program. That's a great question, Beshkari. Ivesh. I always have issues pronouncing your name on here. When you're first starting, it might be a good idea to try to keep everything within a single element or within a single software. However, as you get more professional and you can acquire more softwares, having the best tools available for all of the different steps of the process, even though it is a little bit tedious to jump from one to another, can be very, very handy. I think ZBrush just died. Let's do it again. Yeah, so I remember when I was a student, this was, again, like 13 years ago, when I first was starting to learn 3D, we didn't have a lot of options. Like, softwares were very, like, crude, or relatively crude. So I remember we would model in Maya, UV in Hedos UV, sculpt in ZBrush, bake using XNormal, paint textures using Photoshop, render using V-Ray inside of 3D Studio Max. Actually, I think it was 3D Studio Max or something like that, and then do post-production in After Effects. So those were 7 softwares that you would need to do to just produce one final image. Nowadays, for instance, with Blender, you can do a lot of that stuff in a single software. But again, it's kind of like the phrase or the quote that says, "Jack of all trades, master of none," or something like that, right? So if you have access to tools like this one right here, and you use the tools, you're gonna get better results. Like, I've gotten better retopology results with Topogun because I can be way more precise than with Quadro, which to me as a character and modeler, it's a great option. There we go. Let's export again. Yeah, ZBrush being ZBrush, you know. Not much we can do about that. There we go. Let's go to Topogun. Edoran says, I noticed there are times that when I import a low poly mesh to ZBrush for sculpt, when I take the high poly bake, there are areas that are missing or don't cut properly into the mesh. Is that lack of density on the low poly mesh? Probably, yes. Probably either a lack of density or the projection distance is not like high enough. If we have, let's say, 100 subtools, 50 million poly in total, do we have to export them separately every time to Topogun for retopology? No, you can have them in the same FBX, and then you're going to have all of them separate here, over here, and you can retopologize individually, or you can retopologize them all at the same time. It's all up to you. A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. Yeah, there you go. That's the full quote. Google is all over the one answers on that one. Yeah, as Roma says, if you're just a beginner, like, this is a niche program, guys. Like Topogun is an amazing software, but it's niche. Like, this is for people who are like, I'm a modeler, I model a lot, I need to do a lot of retopology. That's where you use it. If you're just starting your 3D journey, I'm not gonna say don't even bother. I know that's hurting my sales and everything, but I don't care about that. I want to make sure you get the best instructions. So I would tell you, focus first on learning ZBrush, focus first on learning Maya, focus first on learning Blender, any of those 3 or the 3 if you want to. And then once you understand the tools within those, then you can start seeing this sort of things right here. It's kind of like I'm gonna give you a very stupid example, but I paint miniatures, you guys know, as a hobby, not as a business. And here in Mexico, we have a brand of paint called Polytech. And Polytech is like a cheap brand of acrylic paint. It's not bad. It's fine. And when my students here tell me, hey, I want to paint my own miniatures, what paint should I buy? I tell them, try Polytech first. Just give it a go. Like, see if you really enjoy painting. And you're not going to spend as much money, like, using these ones. And then, okay, you now like it? You now like how to do that? Go and buy something like Vallejo, right? Model Color or Army Painter or something. Each bottle of this ones is like 100 pesos, like $5. So it's way more expensive. It's like the pro tool, but you get this pro tool when you know you're going to be doing things a little bit more seriously. Well, the same thing happens here with Topogun. If you're going to be doing retopology seriously, then this is an excellent tool. When are you going to do a complete beginner 3D code hand-painted course? I think later in the year. Next course is the anatomy course, anatomy and 3D printing course. And then after that one, we're going to be doing the environment course that has been quite highly requested. So we're going to do an Unreal Engine environment course. And maybe after that one, it would be a good idea to do the hand-painted one. No one cares about that. No one cares about that. Like, that's a good take. What's the word? Bashkir. Yeah, like, I mean, it's cool, right? As a freelancer, it's very valuable because as a freelancer, any tool that you can have that it speeds up your process will make you more money at the end of the day. So yeah, that's where I would just. You guys want to see, like, this is one of the tools that I love about Topogun, the circle tool. You go over here, you drag and create a circle, and then you just create the geometry. That's it. So we got the circle over there. Now that's a very low circle, so I'm gonna do like let's do 16 sides. Just 16 sides right there. Let's remove some steps and just create geometry. There we go. First part of the topology there, done. No need to worry about it. So like that, there's a lot of little tools that that Topogun has that's really good. So here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go outside of the little border with my Quadro tool. Oh, right there. Just following it. It's following the internal loop that we have right there. I'm gonna talk about that sphere in just a second. And there we go. Now, one thing that I do cover quite a bit on the course is not only I'm gonna show you the tools. You guys know me. I do that, of course, but that's not my main goal. My main goal is to explain the why we do the things that we do. So for instance, here, some people might say, well, if you want a really low poly, you should just have like a flat area right here and capture this detail on the what's the word, on the normal map, right? Like just project it and that's it. But the answer is, or the reason why we do this is it changes the silhouette. Like if we see the silhouette of this thing, you can see that this circle element does change the silhouette. And whenever something changes the silhouette of an object, it is important to create enough geometry and resolution so that you can capture that in the silhouette and you get some nice shadows and nice projections on your elements. I'm gonna skip the sphere right there. I'm gonna explain again why in just a second. Sorry for asking, but how did you join the armor parts in ZBrush? I just merged visible. So I don't have the file open right now, but I just like changed the visibility on the subtools that I wanted to merge. And here on subtool, I just used this option called merge visible. Okay, there we go. Now we just bridge together. I love the bridge tool. Look at that. That's it. Super quick. Okay, so here's where things happen, right? Or the interesting things happen. As you can see, this sphere is definitely changing the silhouette of the elements, so it might be worth it to find a way to capture this. And here's where we can add a little bit of extra geometry, right? Just a little bit of extra geometry to really capture that sphere right there. And there's a bunch of different ways on how to add this geometry. Again, on the course, we go over which are the most common ones, which are the most uncommon ones, which ones are good, which ones are bad. So we cover a lot of options there. Like this. But it's a very, again, to me, it's very relaxing, to be honest. Topology, like, I think the word's cathartic. You kind of relax and just get in the zone and start like adding these things. It's kind of like solving a puzzle. I always mention this analogy with topology. That's kind of like solving a puzzle. And if you take the time to solve the puzzle properly, then again, your bakes and everything are going to look super, super good. There we go. So simple, just like topology over there. And then over here, we can just triangulate all of this. Because that area is way more flat than other parts. It will have a little bit, it might have a little bit of a weird shading issue. So I'm gonna push these points higher, so they're a little bit flatter. You usually don't want what's the word? Like non-planar faces. That's another thing that we're gonna be careful about. Let's see. Can we rig a character in Actor Core and animate it in UE5? Yes, I believe you can. Only if it's like a humanoid character. If you're going to do something a little bit more extreme or with weird proportions or extra limbs and things like that, it might be a little bit more complicated. But I think if it's a humanoid, you can do it. And Actor Core is not the only one. Advanced Skeleton inside of Maya is really good. Even like the Mixamo, like rigs that you can find online. I think it has an auto rigger. But most of the time, if you do that process, you're going to be using motion capture data, because you will have the skeleton and you will have the bound skin, but you're not going to have controllers. So there are other plugins that will generate the controllers for you, but just a little bit of a notice there that might not be, like, you need to be sure of exactly what you're going for. Let's see. Does it snap automatically into the surface when you're doing retopo? Yes, of course. That's the main trick. And here's the cool thing. Topogun has a very interesting philosophy where it focuses on giving you the freedom to only focus on the edge flow. And edge flow is the secret to retopology. Having good edge flow will give you good retopology. So as you can see, what I normally do, and this is the way I retopologize when I'm inside of the software, instead of worrying like in Maya with Quadra of creating the faces, I just create the main flow of the element like this, like the borders, and then I just fill in everything with like the rules and the proper techniques that I show. But it's way easier to just like focus on creating the flow, the edge flow, and not having to worry too much about, again, the faces and the edges and everything, because things like the faces here inside of Topogun, they are created sort of like procedurally. So as you add more points and as you join those points, the faces appear and disappear. So you can focus on the important things, which is, again, the topology, right? For instance, here, I'm just focusing on the form of this, or like a moon shape. And once I'm ready, I just go to the bridge tool and just bridge. That's it. Right? And now the faces are created exactly where I need them. So that's one of the things that I love about Topogun. Let's see. Not Tuesday says, just went deep dive in topology last and spent 10 hours nonstop. Truly, like, yeah, it's like solving a puzzle. But again, you need to understand what are the things that we're looking for when we're doing retopology to get the best out of it. Now, here's a simple trick for round objects like this ones. You're going to add a point to the center, and then you're going to add 4 points, okay? You're going to make like a little square with 4 divisions. And then, at this point, at the next element, you're going to just move the points in a little bit. And here, what we can do is there's now another tool right here. We can use the extend tool to just extend this. See that? That's it. With that, we've pretty much captured, again, the little circle. We can go to the points and just bring them out a little bit. And what was that? 10 seconds? Probably like 10 seconds, right? Let's see. What I don't like about Quadra is that it's the surface to think the polygons create height under the surface. It is better, but that's an issue that every like retopology thing has. My best advice is to have clean topology from, or like clean watertight topology from ZBrush. And if you're gonna have multiple layers, like for instance, and we do this on the course, we have a character with a lot of cloth folds. I sometimes just dynamesh the whole thing, because we just use this reference as the retopology topology, and then you export the clean high poly again for the base. So there are 2 different elements. Okay, so I think, David, have we started with the first giveaway? Where are we there? Because I think it's gonna... I'm not sure if it's already on. Almost. How would I retopo ropes? Oh, do I have a surprise for you? Well, I mean, if it's a rope that's like very long and curvy, you'll probably... What's the word? You would probably... just do something like ZBrush. Like ZBrush is still a good option for automatic things like that. But if it's like horns and arms, you guys want to see something cool? Let me save this. Let's save it here. Handguard. Topo. File. New scene. File. Load reference. Let's see. Oni? Is this the full Oni? I'm not even sure if this is the full Oni. There we go. Okay, so this is the full Oni, right? This is the one that I 3D printed. So, it's this one right here. Hey, thanks for the follow, Kurosiki. So, for instance, the horns. Like, let's say we want to retopologize a horns, which is a like cylinder. We use the tubes tool. That's it. Done. Other horn. Done. Oh, I missed one right there. No problem. Just go over here and we insert an edge loop. Done. That's how you do horns. That's how you do any cylindrical stuff. It's so fast. Yeah, it's stupidly fast. Now you understand why Topogun is so good. Because we have tools like this. And I know that this is not the only software that has tools like this. There are others. But this, along with the circle tools, along with all of the other stuff, it's just like super, super fast. So you can imagine for an arm, for instance, you do the exact same thing. You just probably increase the amount of loops. And you start doing the whole arm. Arms, legs, tentacles. That's it. You just draw, done. Like the katana right here. Done. That's why you gotta. That's why you need Topogun, guys. Like when I saw this tools, when they sent me the software, and I was like, holy hell, what the hell is this? Like, this is so good, so good. So yeah, it's really fast, guys. What about the rope? I would do the same thing. Now, Topogun does have an automatic retopology tool as well. Over here, retopologize. So it works similar to Zero Measure. I'm not gonna try it yet because this mesh is not watertight, so it's not the single mesh, and I've had issues with this, where if you have like multiple elements, it kind of like freaks out a little bit. But if you have a single solid like rope, you could definitely use this retopologize tool right here, and it will just like go around the whole rope. And very importantly, it does avoid spirals quite nicely. Eshu, if you guys have just how would you handle the endpoints on the sword hit topo? I would create like a little like looping thing. So once you have all of the, I don't know, 8 points, they just loop around and they create a full loop around the hilt, or a cap, like the cylinder cap. What about the conform mesh strip? We still have it right here. Let me show you. So over here, if you go to the modify options, there's this relax option right here that does that. Like the relax option will clean the topology, and then there's another one right here. Where is it? The adjust. I think it's the adjust option right here, and we can subdivide. So we can still subdivide the element at the end, and again like conform it to the surface. So yeah. At least for me, Roma, it has definitely cut my retopology time at least in half. So the characters that I do on the course, they would have taken me like 3-4 hours to do inside of Maya. With Topogun, I was able to bring that time down all the way to like 2 hours per character. So again, that's why I'm not going back, guys. Like, I'm definitely not going back. And here's the thing: if I didn't have a license and I was going to work as a freelancer, I would probably use part of my first paycheck to buy one license, just because I know it's gonna make my life so much easier. Like, it actually makes retopology fun when you're using this tool. That's what I can say. You're not suffering through the whole process. Yeah, and that's it. As Gassi said, it's just $150. And again, I'm sure I can get you guys a discount if you enroll to the course, because we talked to the Topogun guys, and even though we're not as cool, they saw what we were doing. They're like, hey, you're doing cool stuff. We want to help. We're going to consider you a school, and we're going to give you a sort of like educational discount. So yeah, it's... well, yeah, Jason, in Brazil, that could definitely be... Okay, there we go. The first giveaway is up, my friends. Here's how it works. You are gonna join to the Discord channel, and here on the notice board, there's the events channel, and here we got the giveaway bot. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on this little like party popper thing, and in a couple of minutes, in about 20 minutes, we are gonna have our first like element. No, below this boss, not this one, guys, not this one. Like, if you want to click that one, fine. But it's this one right here as well. This is just the announcement. It's this little party popper thing that you see. Oh, it's actually hidden. Sorry. There we go. It's this little guy right here. Okay? You click on this one. There you go. So everyone who's on the Discord can start entering on that giveaway right now. What's the difference from the Quadro? It has way more tools than the Quadro. way more tools than the Quadro. That's one of them. Okay, let's talk about triangles, because you guys hate triangles. The other day I had a discussion, it was very, very funny. There was this guy who, which I don't understand, like, how angry do you have to be, or how, I don't know, sad you have to be to go online and just, like, throw trash to someone, right? Like, I always welcome good criticism and good feedback, but sometimes people can be really toxic. Anyway, so this guy comes in and comments on one of our old retopology videos, and he's like, oh, he's using so many triangles, the topology sucks, that thing is never gonna fly in the production pipeline. It's like, dude, chill. Triangles are fine. They're perfectly fine, especially in areas that are not gonna deform, right? So this whole handguard right here is always gonna be a solid mesh. You're not going to move it, you're not going to deform it, and if you deform it, it's going to be a very simple deformation, so it's not going to twist around and bend. So triangles are fine. A quad is two triangles put together. Yeah, that's right. But this guy was making a huge mess. Now, of course, you need to know where to have your triangles. You cannot have just like triangles everywhere. And actually, on the second chapter, on the human character, the animation topology that I teach, I make it a specific goal to not have any single triangle. So the whole topology for that character is completely quad. And then on the third chapter, on the alien guy, that one we do use a couple of triangles here and there when needed, especially for the cloth. Cloth needs a lot of triangles, especially if you want to keep all of the folds. So as you can see on that inner area right there, I'm just adding a couple of triangles on the borders so that we don't increase the poly count on the remaining parts of the element, and we keep a nice even distribution. Whenever you're doing things like this, it's not too much of a difference from the Quadro, except for the fact that the quads get created automatically. So instead of Maya, you need to press a shift and start creating all of your quads. In this one, they get created automatically, and you can cut through the whole thing, which is, again, very handy. It has option for, yeah, it has option for smooth. So we got this little brush right here, and we can smooth the topology to have a cleaner effect. And I love this one because you can actually like drag the topology. You guys want to see another cool trick? So for instance, I already know that this thing right here is gonna have roughly like this sort of topology right here. It's gonna be flowing, and eventually it's gonna go towards the center of the hand. I'm just gonna draw how I know the topology is gonna be, like this, and I'm gonna say preview and create geometry. And there we go. What about that trick, huh? What about that tool right there? That's called the draw tool. It's really good. It's really fast. So instead of drawing all of those little polygons one by one, that's it. You just do that. And once you have that, you go to the little, again, your brush tool, and you smooth to have a nicer line. So for instance, I know that I want to have this edge loop closer to the border. So I just use my brush. It's kind of like the move brush inside of ZBrush. You just push it right there. And that's it. You save so many brain cells. Exactly. Yeah, you just do it. That's the beauty of this software. You just think about where you want your topology, and you just do it. And again, there's a bunch of different tools to do that. And all of this we cover on the new course. So if you wanna, again, like the tools are easy, guys. Like you can learn all of the tools like very fast. It's the where and why we do things that I think is the most valuable thing about retopology. Is this a standard industry? Some studios do have it. Like a bunch of studios, big studios do have it. And you can see him on the page. So there we go. Oh, where is it? Oh, they don't have it? They used to have one where they showed what studios were using Topogun. But yeah, it's quite the industry standard. So look at this super complex character and how clean the topology can get. There's a more low poly character right here. Just great. It's just great. This is the automatic retopology, the C-ray measure that I talked about. You can bake maps. It's good. And yeah, it's just really good, guys. It's just a really good one. Blizzard, yeah, I think Blizzard is one of them. And especially for hand-painted stuff where you need to really bring down the poly count and have like a very, what's the word? Where you can have where you need to have a very strong silhouette, this one's great because it allows you to plan for that strong silhouette that you need for hand painted stuff. See, Roma there has an opinion that is very valid. You should always decimate your stuff, but Topogun is specifically built to handle a lot of topology. So this one right here, it's not decimated. This is the original mesh from here. As you can see, it's 1.6 million points, which is about 2 million polygons, and absolutely no issue. Absolutely no issue. Is it easier to retopo hard surface or organic stuff? It's pretty much the same. For hard surface, for instance, this one I would consider like half and half because it's not like super tight, clean edges, right? It has some like sculpted edges. But you do have scale options as well. So for instance, if you grab both of these guys, you can scale on the elements. You can scale on this ones. You can rotate them. So if you need to have like super clean lines, you can also do this here inside of Topogun. Riot Games, Blizzard uses it. There you go. Can you draw the topology before making it? Yeah, that's what I did, right? Ah, okay. Well, there's another thing. This is very cool. Let's go back in the high poly. So if you're on the planning stages of your topology, there's this very cool tool called the guides lines. This is something that we used to do back in the day in ZBrush with Polypaint, where you can plan ahead and be like, okay, I know I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and this. And there's probably gonna be like a star right there, or like a triangle. So you draw your topology. You can, by the way, use the draw tool as well to do this. But this guides that I'm drawing right now, when I jump back to modeling, they're gonna be there as a reference. So now, instead of having to guess where I want my stuff to be, I could just start adding the points where I know we're gonna need these elements, right? And that planning stage, I mentioned that in the course quite a bit, is very, very important because if you plan ahead, then it's just execution. You have your favorite playlist on YouTube. You get, I don't know, your favorite snack or your favorite drink. And then you just start drawing. So here, for instance, just do this. And here, just cut through, and it will automatically, again, build the new faces that you need. Like this. And that's it. What was that? 1 minute? 2 minutes? Let's go back here. I'm going to clear them. And we got our clean topology for this part of the bracer ready. And then if you need, again, to clean them up a little bit with your brush tool. Oh. First winner, almost. Oh, we got it. Who's the winner? Maria, you won the license, Maria. Oh my God. Awesome. Oh, I'm so happy for you. There you go. Congratulations, Maria, for winning the first giveaway of today's special event, of today's special stream. You are the winner of a Topogun license. I'm going to be contacting you as soon as the stream is finished, okay? So in about an hour and a little bit more, and I'm going to give you the instructions on how to redeem your free license. And, well, welcome to the Topogun team. You're going to have a lot of fun, I can guarantee. There you go. Afixi says, I have Topogun, but I have issues where I lay down some points and have to flip back and forth from placing down points. Again, if you have a very thin geometry, you might want to try other methods, such as the remeshing or something. Because, yeah, especially when you have two very thin elements, one on top of the other, the depth, the C depth is fighting between both elements, and it can be a little bit difficult. I'm using the mouse right now, but I've been using the Huion tablet, this one right here. So, it's great. I love it. There you go. So, yeah, we're going to start the next giveaway in just a couple of minutes. As soon as Sarn lets me know, you guys can participate for another one of the licenses. Remember, we got 3 licenses. Maria is the lucky winner of the first license. Congratulations again, Maria. And, yeah, there we go. Thanks for the follows. Beep Toxic, Dolfo Ferraz, Kurosoki, Mr. Barcode Matt, Edoran. Well, a lot of follows today. We might get to our goal. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. So we always do retopology once our high poly is completely done. That's a great question. Let me, because it's a great question. It's just, I've answered it so many times. Here we go. This is your high poly. And your high poly has a question. What am I gonna do with my life? What is my purpose? What do I need to do to become great, right? And usually there's, I would say, 3 things that your high poly can do. He can be a 3D print, right? Like a collectible, like this guy right here. He could be in a game, or he could be on a movie or commercial. Okay? If he's gonna be a 3D print, or if you're gonna do a render, like a clay render for concept art or stuff like that, well, let's say concept as well, over here, you don't need. So no retopo, because you're only gonna get an image out of it, or a 3D print. So no retopo needed whatsoever. You can just be happy and continue working on whatever it is you can do. What's the duration of the license? Permanent, my friend. It's a lifetime license. This software has no subscription, which is amazing and weird in this H&A. But yeah, this one is like a perpetual license. So if you're gonna do a game, you do need retopo. And then the question is it going to be a AAA game, or is it going to be a more simple game? If it's gonna be a AAA game, you can have like a lot of poly count, right? Like you can go, I don't know, from 50k all the way to like 200k triangles. If it's gonna be a mobile game, a VR game, you're probably gonna be in the range of 5k to maybe 20k, sometimes 50k. It depends, okay? Every project is different, but depending on what kind of game you're gonna be doing, the retopo is gonna be slightly different. In chapter 3, with the alien, we do both. I show you the simplified version, and then we jump to the high poly version. Okay, so you can learn how to do both. And for a movie, you're definitely going to be on a high retopo count. And not only that, but you need to have proper animation deformation. Okay, so there are specific loops that you need to take care of when you're doing retopology for a movie or for a commercial, because there's going to be like muscles like inflating and stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of stuff that needs to be taken into consideration. We see this in chapter 2. Chapter 2, we go over animation topology, which is the topology that you need for a character for film. So yeah, this will be, again, the type of, like, this is the decision that you're going to have to take or make when you have your high poly character ready. There we go. Let's see. Is Topogun used primarily for characters, or is it something that is for props? For props as well, man. Like, look at what we're doing right here. We're doing this armor piece, this prop piece for like this Oni character, and it works perfectly fine. In the course, again, in the first chapter, I use it for a Triceratops skull. And yeah, you can do it for whatever you want. Mechanical pieces as well. Hard surface stuff. You're like, hey, but those are triangles. Don't use triangles. Triangles are fine. Triangles are your friends. You just need to know where to use triangles. There you go. We got Big Bot Studios. Welcome to the stream, my friend. I love this song. This song is called Trees by Chromo and the Dreamer through Chill Hop. It's a very good song. Very chill. As we get entered on what vases will win, it's a random raffle, man. So all of the submissions, man, you get a shot. You get a chance. If you win, after the stream, I'll contact you and I'll give you the license. Yeah, as a 3D artist, throughout the years, I've been buying like softwares and licenses for different softwares. Another one that I strongly recommend is Marmoset. Marmoset is also a really, really good software to own. And it's another one that you just buy once and that's it. Big Butt Studios, hello there, looking good. Thanks, man. Welcome to the stream. We're doing some retopology and we're announcing our newest topology or retopology course. See, one of the reasons why I decided to do a retopology course was because we were getting a lot of questions about that on the YouTube channel. And unfortunately, I know that in a lot of schools throughout the world, and this happens in Mexico, this happens in India, this happens in Europe, they're not teaching topology the right way. And I've seen so many like portfolios with so horrible topology. So I was like, hey, let's just make a course. So I hope the course becomes sort of like a reference point for you guys. So if you get it and you have questions later on in your artistic career, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna watch a couple of the videos or chapters from the course just to get a refresher, what's the word? A fresher idea of how topology should be, and then you incorporate that in your designs. Malin Durash Mika, what's up, man? Hello, and Johnny Carla, thanks for the follow, man. The next course is gonna be an anatomy course. We're gonna be doing a superhero. I'm gonna be designing. I'm gonna show you a little bit of design as well. We're gonna be designing your superhero, and we're gonna design it. We're gonna do the high poly, similar to how we did the Oni. So it's gonna be like traditional V pose sort of style. But then from there, we're gonna pivot and we're gonna focus on posing and 3D printing. Okay, so if you don't have a 3D printer, if you don't want to 3D print, don't worry. I feel like you're gonna get a lot of value from the anatomy and sculpting parts of the course. And then, but if you do have a 3D printer and you want to do things like collectibles or things like that, that one's going to be very, very cool. We're going to be printing on both resin and filament. So the base is probably going to be filament. And then the main character is going to be resin to get all of the details. And you guys know what size we're going to be printing it at? You guys want to see the size? Really? Is that the size? Yeah, I think that's the size. Give me 1 second. Probably gonna be a little bit bigger than this one. Let me show you. There we go. So this is a 6-inch figure. This is your traditional like action figure size. I'm not sure the scale. I think it's 1/12 scale. So this is your traditional what's the word? 6-inch figure. This, it's more like a, I don't know, 10-inch figure? Probably like a 10-inch figure or something. It's a little bit bigger, right? This is roughly the size at which I printed Gavala, which she's right around there. Right there. This, it's a bigger figure. I think this is probably like 12-inch figure. And the size that we're going to be doing is probably going to be a little bit bigger than this. So it's probably going to be like a 15-inch figure. I'm trying to go for 1/4 of scale. But it depends a lot on the proportions of the character, right? But that's going to be it. Let's say paint the Oni. I'm going to paint it, but I don't want to like do a course about painting. I just want to paint it for fun. Let's see. What kind of paint do you use when coloring your 3D prints? I use Army Painter because it was relatively inexpensive compared to Vallejo, and Vallejo didn't like ship over here to Mexico, unfortunately. Johnny Carl says, "Hi, hello, Abe. I'm 30 years old and I'm starting to study to be able to work in the industry. Do you think he arrived too late, or is it possible to find it?" It's definitely possible, man. When I was at Noman, this was back like 10 years ago. We had a student, or what's the word? A peer, one of our peers. He was 55 years old. He was retired, actually. I think he was retired. He was like, "Hey, I want to learn how to do games and get into the industry." Now, of course, at that point in life, he had pretty much not everything is sorted out, right? But there's no age for art, man. There's no age for art. So if you want to do it, do it. Is it difficult to get into in the industry? Well, right now the industry, we cannot deny it's a little bit in a little bit of an issue. Well, not issue, but we're going through some dark times. But if you love what you do, and if you like creating, you love art, go for it, man. What's the God of War book on your shelf? That one is The Art of God of War Ascension, autographed by the art team. I got it when I was at Noman. Again, this was like 10 years ago. It's God of War Ascension. Let's see. No, exactly, Resonate. Not bad at all. And I just showed a couple of like really sick like tools that Topogun has that makes the whole process so smooth and so fast. If you're doing a lot of retopology for your games and stuff, it's a must-have. Like a must-have. Will you make hard surface character cores? Yes, we'll do some hard surface again later down the year. I have a question about Blender's retopoflow or Maya's tools instead. See, I would rank them as follows: Maya Quadra, Blender retopoflow, Topogun. Like, if you're thinking about buying a retopoflow, just save a couple more bucks and get Topogun, guys. I've used all three of them. It's really that big of a difference. Yeah, yeah, it's a really big difference. Side by Side says, cheers from Argentina, Manuel. Gracias, Manuel, de Color Fusión. Oh, Lilies, I missed your message. 3 of my classmates landed a job in the game industry last month, and I'm still panic editing my portfolio. I wish I could get it done ASAP and make it into the coming up portfolio review stream. You still got 1 week, Lily? Go for it. Go for it. I encourage you to do it. We've gotten students here at the portfolio reviews that have gotten exposure, like people have seen their portfolios on the review, and that helps them land a job. So I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but hey, the more people that see your portfolio, the better odds you have at landing a job, right? So you might want to speed up that process and try to get your portfolio ready for next week. Oh yes, Nomon is definitely worth it, man. I mean, it's way more expensive now than it was when I went to it, because the dollar was not as, at least for me as a Mexican, right? The dollar was not as pricey, but like, it's one of the best experiences in my life. I remember my time there very, very, very fondly. So it's second giveaway is up. Do we have the winner? Do we have the winner? No, not yet, not yet. Okay. You scared me, man. I thought that the second giveaway was ready. Yeah, guys, if you have not checked the giveaway, go right now on the side right here. There we go. Second giveaway right here. It's gonna be in 10 minutes. So at 12:12. Go over here. Remember, you need to click on this little icon right here, the little like a party popper thing. What is the use of conform in Maya? It will push the points, your vertices, closer to the surface that you're referencing or that is live, and it will give you a tighter mesh. So, well, not tighter mesh. It will make it so that the distance between your high poly and your low poly is reduced as much as possible. And if you do that, your bakes are going to look way, way better. So it's a way to conform the surface. To conform, it's kind of like the shrink wrap inside of Blender, and it will just give you a cleaner effect. Yeah, no, I met one of my like some of the friends that I made there are still friends up to this day. The things that I learned there were amazing, but here's the thing, and this is actually important. I learned more about how to be an artist at Noman that I learned about the tools. Like most of the tools that I use nowadays, the techniques, the workflows and stuff like that, those are things that I've been learning and improving as the years go by. Because that's one of the sort of like unfortunate and at the same time fortunate things about our industry. Things and tools are always changing. So the tools that I learned, for instance, in my ZBrush class, they're now obsolete because we've got new things inside of ZBrush that made those techniques and workflows obsolete. So it's more about learning how to learn, if it makes sense. And that's the sort of stuff that I always try to incorporate in my courses. And that's why we have our motto, right? Like always learning, always improving, because technology will change, software will change, pipelines will change. There's constant change, especially in our industry. But art, like the essence of art, the essence of design, the essence of what makes a good story, that's a little bit difficult to learn, and that's what I try to teach in all of my courses. That's why all of the characters that I do, like the dwarf for the substance scores, the plague doctor for the marble scores, the Oni character, I always try to give them a little bit of a backstory, like what it is that we're trying to convey to our audience through them, right? Because that's what really pushes you forward as an artist and makes you not only expert on your tools or on your softwares, but also expert in conveying a message. Dolfo Ferraz, thanks for the sub, man. Welcome. Is Topogun strictly a modeler or does it also animate? No, it's strictly modeling. It's just modeling. Yeah, this is just for models. Yeah, if you're an animator and you're not doing retopology, like, go away. No, not saying it like that. Like, no, it's not a tool for you. Like, you should invest in something like Rococo motion capture stuff or like a motion capture suit or something like that. And we have a hype train. There we go. Welcome to the hype train, Mr. MD Bardamu. Thanks for the sub as well, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. It's as I've mentioned before, guys, this is all thanks to you. Like, when I was at Noman, when I was a student, it never crossed my mind that I was gonna be doing content and having my own channel and meeting you amazing people out here. Like, that was not my plan. But hey, life takes you in mysterious ways, right? Through mysterious roads, and and you just roll with it and have fun. I think that's been my motto. So there we go. The no speaker with the sub. Thanks, man. Thank you. How much does it take for you to complete a single course, including retopo and texturing? Are you asking me or are you asking Sarn? For me to record the course? It depends. But usually, I mean, at least in our calculations, the minimum time is like 1 month to produce one course. But we've seen that it's usually 6 to 8 weeks. Because I'm going to be honest, sometimes motivation is not on my side, and it gets definitely like heavy. Heavy to try to balance everything out. As I've mentioned, this is not my main work. Like, I do a lot of other stuff. I teach, I have a little studio, we sell VR experiences, so there's a little bit of everything on my life. But hey, if this continues to grow, thanks to you guys, as it has been growing so far, I might be able to switch to this and make it full-time. But not yet, not yet. I got a family to support. Why substance designer is so hard? Do you have any tips? I would say it's hard because you need to be... It's more of a creative tool, right? So the notes are there. You can go through a list of all of the notes and understand what they do. But how you utilize that notes or those notes is where the real artistry comes into play, right? I'm not a substance designer guy, by the way. I don't use it really on my pipelines. But what I've seen from people that use it is that they're very creative. They're very imaginative and very resourceful. So they can see a node and be like, oh, I can use this node and this other node and combine them to get this result. It's similar to people who are using a lot of geometry nodes. Geometry nodes are fantastic. They're amazing. It's pretty much a scripting. Like, you're scripting at that point. So you gotta have this sort of like mental, I'm not gonna say capacity, but just like understanding of how things work, so that you can like imagine how you can combine them and generate like different or new things. I would say that's what makes substance designer complicated. We are at 93% of the hype train. Can we get to the level 2? Just 2 minutes before we hit it. I've never gotten to level 2, I think. Can you people... Resonate says, I found Magic difficult to learn with menus nestled inside of menus instead of more menus. ZBrush was easiest to pick up, but ZBrush is strictly sculpting tool, but the workflow is amazing. Yeah, you get used to it. It's a little bit of an important part of the whole thing. Have you seen the guy who made a clicker on Substance Designer? No, I have not. There you go, Luis. Thanks for the sub, for the gifts, man. Luis just subbed and gifted 5 tiers for subs, 5 subs to the community. Thanks for that, man. Woo, that's awesome. Remember, guys, if you're subbed here inside of Twitch, you get a special access on the Discord channel as well. You get a special role. There we go. There we go. Thanks for the follow, Willing Loki. Everything helps, guys. Everything helps here on the channel. Instagram has been blowing out as well in the past couple of weeks. We've gotten a very nice response over there as well. So thank you, guys. Thank you. Let's keep going here. But yeah, look at that. I'm taking it slow right now, right? Like I'm talking and answering questions and stuff like that. If I was doing this for production, I would probably be already done. There you go, Siren's Lullaby. Another sub. Awesome. Wow. It says here, you're about to beat your last record. Keep up the support. Hey, here you go, guys. We're about to beat the last record. Okay, this is important. See this guy right here? This cut? We have an option there. Do we go in the cut and we create the actual volume so that when we see it on the high poly we see that change, or we do keep it straight? And both answers are right. If you want to keep things optimized, you're gonna just leave it flat, right? Like we're pretty much just gonna cover it like this, and that's it. But if you really want to add that extra edge and that extra little shadow, it's very easy to just loop this thing around here and create the border like this. There we go. And I think we're about to get the result for the new giveaway, right? Yeah, we got 145 entries and just 2 more minutes. And we got another sub by Nida. Hype Train level 3. There you go. I'm killing it. No, I'm not killing it. You guys are killing it. Thanks for the support, guys. There we go. Let's see. What software for Retopo is that? Alexander Leal, this is Topogun, my friend. And if you just joined, you can like get into the giveaway and maybe get a license for this one. Like maybe not on this one because it's about to happen, but we are gonna have one final license for you guys. One final license on the Discord server. So if you have not joined the Discord, make sure to join. Over here, we're gonna start simplifying a little bit. So I'm gonna like make some triangles right there again to keep the poly count low. This looks really, yeah, it's very it's like cathartic. You like literally get in the zone and you just have fun with this. You got baited by the hype train, man. Well, I really appreciate it. It really helps. Thank you very much. Thanks for the follow, Gerso15. There we go. Unable to join Discord? Why? No, we have everything there. If you just joined, you're gonna get approved in just a second. And we got the second winner. Do we got the second winner? There you go. Congratulations to... Give me 1 second. Lisi2848. My friend, Lisi2848. Congratulations. You are the winner of the next license here for Topogun. So you are going to be getting a message from me very soon as the stream is finished. It seems like you're not online right now, or maybe you're at work and you just like got into the giveaway real quick, but I'm gonna be messaging you real quick to get you the what's the word, your license. Okay, so Lisi2848, congratulations, my friend. There you go, our second winner for the day. Let's go. Now we're gonna, well, I'm gonna let you know as soon as Sarn tells me. I'm gonna let you know when the next one wins. The first one was Maria. Maria was the first winner on today's stream. It's up there on the Discord as well. Everything is transparent, guys. We're not doing any stuff. There we go. No, there's not a bridge, Fixie. I missed your question. There's not a bridge between them, but I mean, exporting and importing FBXs is something that we do all the time, so you pretty much get used to it. Yeah, it's a little bit time consuming, but yeah, not a big deal. Do you think it is important to know more softwares in the industry when trying to get your first job, or is it better to be good at using just a few? I would say if you're just starting, maybe it's better to just like know a few very like well. But as you get like more and more into the industry, I would say you're expected to be like better at what you're doing, right? So if I meet any of my colleagues and I see their portfolios, I'm sure they know way many more tools, way many more plugins, because that's what you do, right? You learn. So there you go. Hype train success. We got it. What is the name of the program? The program is called Topogun, my friend. Topogun Art. Topogun. It's a specifically designed software for topology. Okay, for retopology. So to prepare your characters for animation, for games, for optimization. Like if you're gonna do again some AR or VR stuff and you just need to decimate things, you can do it with this one right here. There we go. When will the recordings from your latest streams be available on YouTube? Yeah, probably tomorrow, my friend. So if you missed a little bit of that, it's gonna be tomorrow. Ankita says, can you please quickly explain what's the proper pipeline of high poly to low poly? Sure, actually, I was talking about this with someone else yesterday. Here, let me show you. We're gonna do my crude drawings. So, I don't know, a skull. Let's imagine we're doing a skull. There's two options to do this skull, okay? That's option 1, and we're gonna call this option 2. So option 1 is we start in ZBrush, Dynamesh, whatever, and we create this high poly. Option 2 is we start in Maya or Blender, okay, and we do a low poly version. Then, in option 2, we take this skull and we go to ZBrush and we add details, right? So ZBrush, details. This was original low poly, and this is now a high poly. In this case, in ZBrush, we take this to a software such as Topogun. Oh, that's a very ugly skull, Topogun, and we make the low poly. Independently of which ones of these two you choose, what you're gonna do after this is UVs, and then what you're gonna do, UVs, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna do bakes, And then what you're going to do is you're going to texture. Okay? So it really doesn't matter where you start, whether you start a clean low poly and then you add details and then you UV bakes and textures, or you start with a high poly, you retopologize, do UVs, you bakes and texture. It doesn't really matter. This is the same sort of like step that you're going to be following. I personally prefer the first one because if I start with a high poly, I don't have to worry about modeling and I just worry about having a kick-ass high poly and making sure it looks as nice as it can. And then I retopologize. That's why for me, Topogun is perfect because I do a lot of retopology for my stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much how the pipeline works. And yeah, you can do the exact same thing for hard surface. I have always done UVs on the low poly before thinking to ZBrush. Yes, Edoran, and I'm gonna explain why. You want me to explain why that is a problem? Here. Oh, that's a... See, that question that Edoran just asked, it's amazing. It's very specific and it's advanced. So everyone's gonna learn from this because it's such a good question. Here, let me show you. How is your Merc Fluid to make UVs and texture? I texture in Substance. Yes, that's right, Guillermo. I texture in Substance. UVs I do in Maya. I like Maya. Is there a tool where you can place down vertices and then fill them in real quick? Yes, Affixi. I show you. It's this one, the draw tool. So you draw your line on how you imagine your topology to be flowing. And then you just click on preview. And then you create the geometry. And then you clear. That's it. This you cannot find in any other tool. This is why Topogun is so good, because you can do stuff like that. Okay, so let's go here to Maya. Let me bring the Triceratops skull. So I'm gonna import desktop, retopo, chapter 1, Triceratops skull. There we go. So this is the low poly version of the Triceratops skull, right? And if I check the UVs, it already has UVs. There we go. So nice clean UVs. The problem is when you smooth this out, let's say mesh and smooth, and let's smooth again and again, similar to what you would do in ZBrush, right? And then you start sculpting. Like let's say you grab this piece right here and you move a couple of elements right there to add more form or whatever. That change that you did right there on the topology of sculpting has not been applied to the UVs. So there's going to be, on this area, there's going to be a little bit more distortion, right? You can see the V shape right there than what we have right here. So ideally, what you would do is after doing your sculpt right here, you unsubdivide. Where is it? Mesh. Unsmooth. And again, and again. And this one right here, which is slightly different than this one, right? They might seem like they're exactly the same, but this one right here, you can see the cheekbone right there is pushed out a little bit more. This is the low poly that you use and the one that you generate UVs for. Because any change that you do in silhouette, if it's just surface detail, like just noise or things like that, then it's fine. But if you're going to be changing things a little bit more intensely, then your UVs are no longer right. You need to redo them. So that's why I prefer the high poly workflow, do the low poly, and at that point I know I'm not changing the high poly, do UVs, and just keep going with the bakes. Super juices subdivision. Is it possible to make it is possible, Guillermo, but to be honest, if you don't use Maya, you can use Blender for UVs, and they're gonna be better than in ZBrush. Like you can make things work, but just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? Like the quote says. There we go. Let's do this little like diamond shape right there. What's the difference between retopo and mesh optimization? It's the same thing. Retopology is mesh optimization. Mesh optimization is retopology. It's the same thing. Well, actually, it depends on the context, because one thing that could happen is, this is retopo, right? Like I'm retopoing this thing right here. Made a huge mess over on this side. So I'm retopoing this thing right here. And technically, an art lead could be like, hey, we just did some tests, and this like arm piece that you're doing, it's too heavy. Like we have too many polygons, right? Right now we're only at 652 triangles, but maybe that's way too much. So what I would need to do is I would need to start simplifying. And this is mesh optimization, where I would start trying to look where I can reduce some of the polygons that I have using a lot of triangles. This is again why triangles are not a bad thing. So I would need to start optimizing all of these things to get something that's way, way more, well, optimized. So technically you could argue that that is mesh optimization. Like once you have a clean topology, you can find ways to make it even more lightweight. Of course, there's consequences to that, right? Like you're gonna lose a little bit of silhouette. It's not gonna be as a clean of a silhouette, but it's gonna be way more optimized for games, especially for mobile games. Because nowadays, I've mentioned this before, poly count is no longer the big bottleneck for game development. Nowadays, especially things like Nanite inside of Unreal, you can have millions of polygons and that's fine. So it's more about what's the word? It's more about texture resolution, but still, like, you should not just have like crazy triangles or crazy topology all the time. Now here, let me show you this. This one is interesting. See this point right here? That point is sharing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 edges. Whenever you have a point that is sharing more than 5 edges, 6 or more, that's a like obvious sign that you can optimize it better. It usually means that you need to add more edge loops or something, but that's an area that can be optimized better. And you can see how I can optimize that by doing this right here. See that? Oh, wait, not that one. Like that. Okay, this one is even a square, so if you want, if you don't like seeing triangles, you can just delete this edge, and there we go. So now that one is sharing only 5 edges. So whenever you have a 6-edged star, that usually means that you can simplify it and make it cleaner by looking at how to reorganize your topology in another way. It's not that they're going to kill your topology. Again, it's not going to destroy your mesh or anything, but it's a good, again, a good rule of thumb to try to clean those 6-sided stars. This program is called Topogun. It's a program specifically designed for retopology, okay? For the creation of retopology. You can also do bakes. Yeah, I'm going to show you again the tool. This tool, oh man, it's another tool that I love. So I'm going to do, let's do 6 sides. Actually, let's do 8 sides. It's going to be a little bit dense, but boom. Boom. Look at that. So simple, so fast. And then we can go to the edges, select the loop, and then just extend it. And then extend it again. Well, that extension is having a little bit of an issue, and this is because of the multiple meshes. So this thing is not watertight, it's not connected. So as you can see, some of the points are going in a little bit there. So I need to bring them out. Ideally, one thing you can do is inside of ZBrush, you can just dynamesh everything with a very high subdivision level. And that way you're not going to have that issue. Is Topogun easy to use? Yes, it is very easy to use. And with the course that I just released, it's going to be easier. So yeah, it's a very intuitive software. Very, very intuitive. Here I'm just going to do a couple of stars. This is very common. When you got cylindrical shapes, it's very common to have triangles so that you don't add more topology where you need. Alvar G, ¿qué onda, brother? Bienvenido. Can displacement map fix the UV issue when you deform? No, it will not displace it. Actually, it will accentuate it because the displacement map will not match with the original faces. Yeah, you can turn off the object and just delete it. That's right. Yeah, Blender has multiple plugins, as I've mentioned before. And they're good. So if you want to get the course and you don't want to get Topogun because of the price point or whatever, all of the information that I mentioned about how topology works, still valid. Still useful. Dolfo Ferraz says, so if I'm doing a complex model in Blender and then I need to import to ZBrush to sculpt some details, I need to do the UVs first or later? Later. So after you sculpt the details, you export the high poly, because you're going to use it for the bake, and you export the low poly that you have in ZBrush. Again, this is very, very important. Look at this. Because this is a very common mistake that people make. Let me see. Let's use this one. So this is an apple. I did this, or I used this one for the, what's the word? For a little short that I did last week about instances. And I think it already has UVs. Let's see. No, it doesn't. Okay, so this one does not have UVs, okay? So let's say I bring this from Maya and I give this a couple of subdivisions and then I start sculpting. When I sculpt, actually, let's clone it so you can see. Let's duplicate it. There we go. So when I sculpt, because even smoothing will change your UVs. So that's why I'm being careful here. So this is my low poly. Let me duplicate it. There we go. Let's go to this one. And then this one I'm going to smooth a couple of times. And then I'm going to add some details. Right. So let's turn this off. So we add some details to change the silhouette, you know. We add like the little like effects there around the top of the apple. Which is like, have fun and sculpt the apple, whatever. Well, all of these things that I'm adding are changing the silhouette. So one might think, oh, well, I can just go back to this apple and bake the details from this high poly to this low poly. But you can see the silhouette changed. So this low poly no longer matches this high poly right here. You need to readjust this low poly so that it matches this one. And one of the best ways to do that is, since we already have the low poly on this one, just go to the lowest subdivision level, and this is your new low poly. Can you guys tell the difference? It might not seem like much, but just that change in silhouette will make your bakes and your UVs and everything a lot more complicated, okay? So ideally, this, you just export back this new low poly. It's your originally modified low poly, because you don't have to do retopology when you already have your low poly. But this is the one that you're going to be doing the UVs for. This is the one that you're going to be using for bakes, because this is the one that matches most closely to your high poly. Can you do it with this one? Yes, again, it can be done. But if you want the best results, you're going to be using this low poly right here. Hope that makes sense. ¿Existe alguna alternativa gratuita, Topogun? Gratuita, no. Maya, obviamente tiene el Quadro, que es similar. Blender también tiene una herramienta similar al Quadro. Hay unos plugins en Blender. Pero así gratuito no, porque todo tienes que pagar. Maya tienes que pagar la licencia, Blender tienes que pagar el plugin. Entonces, si vas a hacer mucho retopology, la verdad, yo sí veo este programa como una muy buena opción. Que está carito, $150, no se me hace demasiado. Pero sé, en especial cuando somos estudiantes o algo que puede ser pesado. Pero es de los que vale la pena. What do you explain? I use displacement a lot and it works right. You know, it matches. It's just, again, let me try and simplify this. So let's imagine that this surface right here is our low poly. And then our high poly is this one right here. Okay? So, again, this is low poly and this is high poly. When you bake, the low poly will project and find the distance that you have from here to here and from here to here. And when you render, ideally, you expect to see the same result as your high poly. Great, that's perfect. However, this distance is quite big. If you have a low poly that's closer to the silhouette of the high poly, your normal maps won't have to do as much work and the silhouette is going to look better. So yes, you can totally displace a low poly from this position to this high position right here. But if you displace it closer, you're going to have like a finer detail and a cleaner silhouette. Okay? I hope that makes sense. If it's still too confusing, I'll probably do a YouTube video explaining things like more in depth. But this is the way to do it. yeah, your voice definitely changes quite a bit if you're talking Spanish or well, at least they say my voice in Spanish is lower and my voice in English is a little bit higher pitch. And I think that's because the languages are in like different parts of the throat. El español lo siento un poquito más abajo y el English is a little bit higher up, like closer to the nose. So, yeah, sí, en español mi voz suele ser un poquito más baja. He's just answering if there was any free option to Topogun, not really, because you have to pay. Exactly. So, yeah, exactly. Have you messed with Cozy Blanket for iPad? No, what's that? Is it like a sculpting software or drawing software? Do we have the... No, we don't have... Okay. We're gonna start the new, or the final giveaway soon, right, David? Let's see. Jose Guadalupe, saludos, mi estimado. Topogun is superior to me to any Blender add-on out there or Maya. Yeah, by far. Like I mentioned, this is Maya Quadro. This is like Blender plugins. That's Topogun right there. So it's really, really good. No sabía que hablas español. Otra pregunta, ¿me recomiendas algún curso o vas a hacer algún curso para aprender a hacer las UVs? Yeah, so that's actually a great question. And one of the reasons why I decided to redo the course. So on this course, on the Topogun course, I include a chapter about UVs right here. So chapter 4 is UVs. I show you my UV process, which is also on YouTube. If you want to see the basics, is right here. But I take more time to explain why I do the UVs, the way I do them for bodies, how I would approach the UVs for the alien, how the baking process works, and this one's right here on the last chapter of the new course. This is the new course. And this is my site, in case you guys haven't seen it before. This is where you got 6 courses so far. We got the Maya, Blender, ZBrush, Marble Designer, Substance Painter, and Retopology. I would say these 3 right here, these 3 on the bottom part, are like the core softwares that you should know. Not all of them, but you can start with any of them, and they're all really good tools to start. If you're just like super starting into 3D, I would recommend this one, the Maya Stylized course, because it covers the very basics of 3D. This one's a little bit more for people who want to like understand the full pipeline, because we do see a little bit of Substance Painter. And this one's if you want to learn ZBrush, of course. And these ones are more specialized. Cloth for Marble Designer, more advanced stuff about Substance Painter, and of course, what we're talking about right now, which is retopology. De nada, Guillermo. Cualquier cosa, aquí andamos. Ahí por Discord también me puedes encontrar. There we go. Topogun over Marmoset for baking? No. Topogun is really good in retopology, but we gotta give credit where credit is due. It does have some good baking capabilities, but if you're gonna do like really tight bakes, Marmoset, Substance, they are more like geared toward that. I think they included baking on Topogun as a nice extra tool for people who want to stay on the software. But to be honest, it's just good. It's a basic baking tool, but it does have a couple of things that I would like to add. For instance, you don't have the options to easily select which parts you want to bake into other parts. So yeah. I went to Gnomon School. Yes. Do I know Alex Alvarez? No, I didn't know him. He was the director, but I didn't take any classes with him. He was not, at least when I was there, he was not teaching. He was focused on producing, I think. And he was working, I think he was working on Avatar at that point. So I didn't, of course I saw him and I greeted him and everything, or he greeted me. but no, I don't know him personally. Do I prefer baking the Marmoset or Substance? Oh, that's a tough question, Maria. For again, to keep everything in the single pipeline, I've been using more bakes inside of Substance, but I really like the fine control that you get for a Marmoset. So right now, I would probably say Substance, but Marmoset's another one of those softwares that I just really like. Let's see. Yeah, no, he's amazing. Alex Alvarez is freaking amazing. He's a huge inspiration. Oh, there were so many cool teachers at Gnomon. Unfortunately, not everyone is there anymore. There was an amazing teacher. Her name was Andrea Adams. I think she's at CalArts now, teaching. Freaking amazing teacher. I learned so much from her. Oh, there's so much content. One day, a course to know how to use Marmoset. Yeah, definitely. We're definitely going to be doing a Marmoset course.
Marmoset is a great tool for presentation. Like if you want to make your portfolios look really good and you don't want to spend a lot of time learning like an engine or like a render engine, Marmoset is like just so good. Cookie Dev, what do you think about Retopo? I like it. I personally like Retopo. I enjoy it. And when the tool like Topogun here is fast and responsive, it's really good. It's just fun. I find it relaxing. There are, however, here's the thing. Remember, I mentioned this all the time, guys. 3D is a sort of how do you say this? Additive process. So if you do things right on the sculpting stage, then you're gonna have fun, like retopologizing. But if your sculpt is a mess, like if it's just like a very difficult thing to retopologize, you're not gonna have a fun time. So one of the things that I hate is retopologizing things that suck in modeling. Like they have really bad forms, really weird overlaps, all of the things that we mentioned at the beginning of the live stream, all of this like pockets and stuff like that. Ugh, I hate doing that. But if you plan ahead and if you know what you're gonna be doing or how you're gonna be sort of like solving certain elements, retopology can be very relaxing. Especially if you have like a cool music like what we have right now, a good community talking to you. That's that makes it super fun. My journey at Gnomon. I've talked about before. I think we had a stream where I shared a little bit of my journey. I went to Gnomon from 2013 to 2016. That was my school period. It was not the first time that I was doing 3D. That would be one of my advices. If you're going to be joining any sort of like specialized 3D school, try to learn about 3D before going there. Because you're going to, like, if you don't know anything about 3D and you go to a very expensive school or a very advanced school, they're going to teach you how to make a cube and how to bevel and how to extrude. And you don't want to be using or spending your money to learn that when you can learn that for free in like a bunch of tutorials in YouTube or in some premium courses, right? So you want to have a little bit of an understanding of what 3D is about so that when you get there, you can ask the important questions, the big questions. There you go, Koki Dev 4. Thanks for the sub, man. What is the best software for UVs? I really like Maya. I know there's one called, what was it called? Rism UV, I think. It was like a big name out there. That it's very specialized on, again, optimization and UDIMs and things like that. But Maya and Blender, they both have like very capable UV engines. So unless you're doing something really specialized, both of them are fine. Yeah, Rism UV. I haven't tried it, to be honest. I didn't know we can use triangles in Retopo. Wow, because you can use triangles in Subdiv. No, you can use triangles in Subdiv. Like even if it's Subdiv, you can use triangles. The best example that I always show you guys about that is the Uncharted characters. Uncharted characters wireframe. Uncharted, we're talking about Naughty Dog, right? And if you take a look at this, look at that. Triangle, 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 triangle. Weird overlap there on the top of the eyelid. Weird flow here on the cheek. Stars, triangle, triangle, triangle. More triangles. It's fine. There's some purists out there, and oh my god, please, no one start a freaking fight right now about triangles and optimization and stuff like that. If it works, it works. That's it. Sometimes we as 3D artists get too caught up on oh, but this is not the standard, and this is not the way I was taught, and that's fine. If it works, man. That's it. If it works, and you're not making anyone else's like job more difficult, that's fine. At the end of the day, players are not going to be watching the freaking wireframes on your characters, right? They're gonna be playing the game. In the movie theaters, they're not gonna be analyzing the topology of King Kong. They're just gonna see a freaking big ape fighting. Heresy. I know. See, I guess this happens in all the industries, right? Like, there's always opinions and strong stances about things that at the end of the day are rather like meaningless, I would say. So I think UVs, well, triangles in topology is one of them for our 3D stuff. Like the eternal fight between Maya and Blender. The other day I uploaded a video on Instagram. Did you guys see it? It was an extraction of our past live stream. And I was using Maya and just explaining a cool tool called the randomized transform. And people were going crazy about like, oh, Maya is better, Blender is better, you die, motherfucker. And it's like, dudes, chill. It's just a tool. It's just a freaking tool. Oh, this one's way better, man. Like ever since I gotten my my license here for Topogun, I have not used Maya retopology. That's how good Topogun is. The only like caveat is that yes, you need to import and export your FBX like a couple more times, but it's just I will rather lose 1 minute exporting elements than 2 hours trying to make Maya tools work. And I'm gonna be like, I love Maya. I've been using Maya for a long time, but I'm gonna be the first to admit that they have dropped the ball. They have not done anything like modern or new in the past couple of years. While Blender and ZBrush, well, ZBrush has dropped the ball a little bit as well, but Blender has been like doing a very heavy lifting. So I understand that. But again, they're just tools. So does Reason make UVs easier? I'm not sure. I don't hate working with UVs. I'm not sure if Rism makes them easier. I haven't used Rism. Has anyone here used Rism? What can I say to my teacher to be that chill about triangles? No, you can't, man. Again, this is one of those opinions. Some people have very, very like heated opinions about certain things, and unfortunately, if that's your opinion, hey, well, you gotta respect it. That's why on the topology course, on chapter 2, I make the character without triangles to show you that it can be done. Like you can definitely do a character with absolutely 0 triangles. It's going to increase your poly count a little bit. You might not have as much flexibility in certain areas, but it can definitely be done without triangles. And then the third character, which is the alien, I do with triangles because that's the normal pipeline that I, again, normally use. The best thing I would say you could do to convince someone the triangles are not bad is to show them some like AAA, again, game productions or even characters and say like, hey, look at this guy from God of War. Look at this wireframe. Has triangles. It's fine. Now, you cannot have triangles everywhere. Like there are some rules. I guess a lot of teachers and a lot of artists were taught that triangles were bad because they're like double-edged swords. So if you don't know how to use them, you can definitely mess it up and make a huge mess on your topology. But if you know where to use them, they can be very, very handy. Especially in games like World of Warcraft, League of Legends, Fortnite, where silhouette is very important for that sort of like stylized look. That's where triangles can be very, very good. And do we got the winner already? There you go. Congratulations to Chill. Chill, congratulations, my friend. You just won the final giveaway for today, which was our Topogun license, or one Topogun license. And I'm going to be contacting you and giving to you so that you can redeem it and enjoy this amazing software. So, Chill, congratulations, my friend. Congratulations. There you go. Third winner. That's it. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm currently studying animation. Someone said on the comments, I'm currently studying animation school, and this is not explained as clearly as you did in 45 seconds. Well, there you go, man. I always try to share as much as I can. David, I sent you a message. Can you check it real quick? Okay, cool. There we go. Guys, I got one good news. One more news. You guys have been supporting us so nicely this stream. So, we're going to do one more giveaway. One more giveaway. Okay? Same dynamic. Sarn is going to prepare the giveaway in just a second. And it's going to be a free course of your choice. You can pick the new Topogun course. You can pick the ZBrush course. You can pick the Marvelous course. Whatever course. So we're going to announce when the giveaway is ready. That's going to be the last giveaway for today. And yeah, that's all thanks to your support, guys. Thank you so much. So let's just continue here. Let's see. Something I find very important is that you invest in your own happiness, regardless if it's a program or a certain job or anything here in life for that matter. Best motivation there. Come to my school and give a speech, please. Hey, if you guys want me to like contact your schools or something, and we can plan something out. Like I'm not sure I can go to India, Sandeep. I'm guessing you might be from India due to your name, but we can arrange some sort of like online like meeting or something. I've done that here in Mexico. I've been invited to like symposiums and conventions and things like that, and I'm always happy to participate. So if you guys want me to do something like that, just send me the information, or send my information to whoever is organizing those sort of events at your school or at your training center, and I'll be happy to do that. Have you guys seen the topology of Smolder? He's full of traits. Oh, well, when you see the topology Evil Metal on characters, it's usually triangulated, because at the end of the day, on an engine, things will always be triangulated. So yeah. Will you reach out to people about the reduced cost of Topogun? Yes. I just sent an email to the Topogun guys for us to get a confirmation of how that's gonna work, how the process will be. But yes, if you buy the course, I will find a way to get you a discount if you guys want to what's the word? To get Topogun, because they were like, the Topogun guys promised us that we could get some sort of like a special deal so that you could get a little bit of a discount there. This is a Topogun. It's a software specially done or used for retopology, and it's really good. It's the new one that we're what's the word? It's the new one that we're showing for the newest course. The newest course is not. I mean, we do everything in Topogun, or I do everything in Topogun, but it's more about topology. So even if you don't, or you decide not to use Topogun, I feel like you can still get a lot of good information from the course. Yes, no Engons, no Engons. Fuck the Engons. No, we do not use Engons. If I see an Engon, I will definitely like scream at you and tell you that you're wrong. And there was another, I think I saw that Reddit, someone that was defending Engons. Again, yes, I understand he was using some subdiv approach, but the reason why that Engon in particular that person was defending was working is because he was going to subd. So if you subd an Engon, you always get a clean shape. Here, let me show you. Where is it? Let's do it plain. There we go. So let's imagine that you have an Engon right here. Right? That's an Engon. And for whatever reason, you need that Engon. This guy, I think he was using it for like a corner or something. It was like this. And like this. So for whatever reason, he needed that Engon so that his surface was doing this nice like bump right there. But again, he was using subdivision approach, so he was subdividing the object. So when you subdivide, when I say mesh smooth, that Engon disappears. Now we have 4 squares. They're very ugly squares, and this shape could definitely be optimized more. But that's why, in his case, it was working. But in a game character, you should never, or in a model that you're not going to be smoothing at the very end, you should never have Engons. Engons are very, 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 very bad. They can mess things up like very bad. Yeah, this is Topogun. The difference is this is way faster, man. It's way faster. It can process the geometries in a way better, like in a way better speed, or you can work with high, like this one right here. This high poly that I'm working with, it's a 2 million points high poly, 2.14 million triangles right now on screen, and I'm working as if it was freaking a low poly mesh. So it's just it's a really, really good one. Yeah, you can glitch the shading, you can glitch the material. ZBrush does not like Engon. It will just like not even process it. You're gonna see a hole in your ZBrush model. So I will defend triangles with my life. I will die on that hill saying that triangles are fine and you can use them. But I would never defend an Engon. Poor Engons. They get all the bad reputation. Okay, don't forget, guys, we're going for our last giveaway. So it's submissions are now open. This one is for a premium course, okay? So you can get a choose or a pick of whatever premium course you want from the ones that we have in our library. And I'll send you the code so that you can redeem it for free. For AAA game characters, hand knuckle topology, is it better to do it by like square or just line? Yeah, that's a great question. And I actually explained that on the course. If you need to go very optimized, you do the line. And if you can have a little bit more deformation, having the extra knuckle is really good. I usually don't do knuckles on the fingers because I add enough edge loops to get enough deformation. But where I do add the knuckle thing is on the elbows and on the knees to really have good form, because I feel like those get lost quite more often. Which SW software is best for baking in your opinion? I think the two best ones are Substance Painter and Marmoset for baking. Both of them have their strong things. Substance Painter is very simple. That's why I like it, especially when I'm teaching. I just like to like teach the basic tools on the bake, and that's it. But if you're gonna be doing very complex bakes where you need to change the cage and modify like more specific distances, Marmoset gives you more control over that. I don't do a lot of hard surface. I do mostly characters, and for organics, I feel like baking tends to be a little bit simpler. For hard surface, Marmoset might be a little bit better due to the hard angles, especially because of those like 90-degree angles. I don't usually have 90-degree angles on my stuff, so that's why I again don't use that one as much. Boston Dynamics new bot is crazy. I haven't seen it. Okay, I'm gonna show you here. This is another like quick little technique. Farsh21, thanks for the follow, man. I'm gonna do a little loop around this like chain link. Like that. And we don't need to go inside of the chain link. Like that, like pocket that we have right there. It's not necessary. We just go on top. And we hit the high points of the silhouette. Like this. And that will give us a nice silhouette. And very importantly, a nice bake. Now here, I'm just gonna... Oh, no. Oh my god. Guys, the light just flickered. Here in Mexico, we get a lot of light outs. So if the if the thing disconnects, I'm sorry. Hopefully it doesn't. Oh my god. I have not had the need to make LODs in a while, Affixi. I believe Unreal does them by default now, or does a good job of default LODs. Again, nowadays, computers and engines are so powerful that unless you're doing something for a mobile game or something that really needs to be quite optimized, I haven't done a lot of LODs, to be honest. And that's what I was mentioning. Like, when I was at Noman, we did LODs. It was necessary because at that time, we were working with Unreal Engine 3. So it was needed. It was part of what you were expected to know as an artist. Nowadays, it's good to know about it, but it depends a lot on the pipeline. Like, are you going to be using LODs in your games? Like a manual LODs, not automatic ones? And if you are, then yeah, you should definitely learn how to do them. But if you're not, then your time might be better spent learning about techniques that you will be using. It's all about that. How long until the giveaway? We got 3 more minutes, guys. 3 more minutes for the giveaway. If you're just turning in, remember you can jump into the Discord real quick and click on this little thing right here, on this little party popper thing, so that you can get a chance to win a free premium course from us. Just 3 more minutes, guys. Do you have a coupon for Topogun? We will be getting a discount for those who enroll. So and I think they promised that they were gonna give us a coupon even if you don't enroll. But again, we're touching base with them to make sure that I'm not promising things that are not gonna happen. So just join the Discord channel, guys. And as soon as I get a notification about the coupons for enrolled students in the new course, or even for just people who want to get a Topogun, I'll let you guys know there on the announcement page. Okay. The best way to get the most recent news about anything that we're doing is at the Discord. We usually let people on the Discord know first, and then we start publishing in other social medias such as Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and stuff. But the Discord is the best one. Do you know how to do trim sheets or have any tutorials on them? I don't have a tutorial, but we're going to be touching on trim sheets when we do the environment course. Jaime says, would you recommend to study digital art in tech if I want to work in the 3D industry? Currently doing Guadalajara and I can't find any good schools that I like. See, there's some very good teachers at Tech. I taught at Tech. Yo di clases en el Tech hace un par de años durante la pandemia, principalmente. Antes de la pandemia y poquito durante la pandemia. El problema es que de repente sí traen técnicas un poquito viejas. Entonces, yo te recomendaría, checa, hay una escuela acá en Monterrey que se llama XP, ahí también yo di clases, y ellos están más enfocados a videojuegos, porque siento que un problema que hay a veces en el tech es que les enseñan un poquito de todo, o sea, ven producción de cine, producción de comerciales, producción de juegos, entonces no te enfocas 100% en 3D y le sabes un poquito a todo, pero sales medio bajo en los skills. Entonces, checa eso, pero al final del día, pues aquí en México, la verdad, un certificado o un papelito, sí, como dicen, el papelito habla, sí te ayuda. Let's see. It doesn't crash a lot on like normal tools. I have some crashes with the automatic retopology and the decimation thing, but other than that's not that bad. Casma, graduado de acá de XP, confirma. Yeah, XP is really good. I really like XP's approach because they focus completely on video games. And in other schools, sometimes you see a little bit of everything. So if you're completely sure that you want to do video games, that's a good option. If you're still like, I might do video games, I might do films, and you might want to check some other options. And we got the winner. Oh, it's just about to hit. We're about to see the winner, and there we go. Your pal Al. Congratulations, my friend. You are the winner of a free course of your choosing. So again, I'm going to be contacting you shortly, and you can tell me which course you want. I'll give you a coupon, and you're going to be able to redeem it for free. Congratulations, your pal Al, for being our final winner for today's super special live stream. There you go. There you go. Now, don't worry, guys. If you did not win this time around, we are going to have more stuff. There's the idea of having another contest soon. Last contest was very cool, very fun. So we might do something like that relatively soon. Again, if you want to stay tuned to all of the news that we have here on the channel, make sure to subscribe if you're on YouTube. Make sure to follow if you're here on Twitch. And make sure to join our amazing community at Discord, because that's where we send all of the information. So, yeah, there we go. Al. It's not AI, it's Al. So Al, like Alfred or something. Yeah, it's not AI. It's Al. So yeah, that's it, guys. Wow, this was an amazing stream. I think it's one of the best streams we've had so far, and it's all thanks to you. Again, if you want to support the channel and the project that we're doing here of sharing knowledge about the 3D world and how you can become a 3D artist, then this is what you can do. You can, of course, follow us here again on YouTube. Make sure to share our stuff, like it, leave a comment. It really helps with the algorithm. And if you want to support more directly, you can get any of our courses here on our site, aveleon3d.com. We're going to be, We're going to be linking the site as well in just a little bit. And yeah, I just had an amazing time, guys. Go full screen. There we go. Thank you very much. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break during the weekend, but we're gonna be back next week. I'm gonna start working like straight away. I really want to work on the new course, which is gonna be the anatomy course. Been waiting to work on that for a while. And thank you to everyone for the support. Congratulations to all the winners. Again, I'm gonna be contacting you very soon. Expect a message from me on your Discord inbox. And yeah, I'm going to be sharing with you the steps to redeem your code so that you can get your Topogun license for free. And to the winner of the course, I'm also going to be asking you which course you want so that I can give you the coupon so that you can also redeem it. Thank you, everyone, for this amazing stream. Have a great weekend. Sarn and I, David and I, are very, very thankful for all the things that you guys have done for us and for this project. It's always amazing to just like get to know so many amazing guys such as yourselves. So thanks, guys. I'll see you back on the next one. Bye-bye.